Welcome to Mercy's Designs. My name is Mercy and I demonstrate Stampin' Up! Products. Today I'm going to show you how I made this slimline card. Now I will show you the creative process that went into this and how I placed it using these Peek-A-Hoot dies. So the main stamp set is Have a Hoot, and this is just adorable. It's great for Halloween and it's also great for Christmas, of course, too. So the Peek-A-Hoot dies are quite interesting. I have it right here, and I thought, wouldn't it be cute to make this into a slimline card? So I thought, why couldn't I flip it and have it extended and have more windows, and then just fill in with sentiments. And I also then brought in the Celebration Tidings stamp set in dies. Well, I only used the die for the spider. So to start off with, and you could just create a, just run flip it 2 times and then place your stamps. But one of the things I did was actually place it, but use my embossing. It's a matte thing they sold several years ago for Stampin' Up! So it doesn't cut through completely, although you can see it almost did. But it helped me place it with the Stamparatus. So I'm going to show you first with the die, and then we will, I'll bring in the Stamparatus. So here we have our, what you will need is this, what I call an overlay mat. It's 3 3/8 by 8 3/8. And as you can see, I've already run this through once. So I have about 1/4 of an inch or so to the top, and it is basically right to the edge. You cannot go much smaller than this with your mat, overlay mat. So what I want to do now is I'm going to just line this up, and then I'm going to run it through, and I'm trying to get it into that groove, and I think it is, but I'm not going to go all the way to cutting down to that one, because it really isn't necessary, and it will create a little bit more marks that won't line up perfectly. So I just crank it through like that. And I'm going to stop there because I'm sure that's plenty. So take apart. It's a little awkward with the big shot. And then here we have what it looks like. And as you can see, it does kind of cut it a little bit more here, but it's not very noticeable. And certainly, I think it's well worth the effect that you get. So this is your Peek-A-Hoot. Okay, so now that we have that done, I'm going to bring in the Stamparatus and explain that. So, as I was saying, initially, I line things up, and I'm sorry about the glare, with this. And I have what I call an L here. I'm going to move the big shot out of the way a little bit more and put something to support. So this one is like 3/4 inch, and this is 1 inch, this part. And what I wanted to do is create an area that isn't right against the hinge by doing this. So that's how I did that. So what you will need is for your inside, for your panel for the stamping, is about 3 3/8, and then I took off about 1/16 of an inch. You can take off even more and then make it 3 3/4 if you wanted to. But the point is, it has to be a little bit narrower than your outside overlay mat. So just put it in, and I stamped with my Tuxedo Black ink. Oh, I just realized I made one little mistake. Boo-boo. And it even says boo. I didn't mean to color, I mean strip the sentiment the same color. So what I'm doing here is all the images. I am doing the Tuxedo Black, and then for the sentiment I'm doing Granny Apple Green. And when you use these little spots, it's actually a lot easier to get it in a fine area. So if you find that you have a really small area, that's very useful. Now the boo is off on its own kind of, so not too big of a deal. Okay, so I'm just going to push down well, and then our ta-da moment. Okay, so now we have all the images inked up. I'm gonna move this out of the way. And we are left with this piece. So I have a lot of blends that I used, and I will show you the list of that. But I thought it wasn't completely necessary to show all the coloring. So the blends I used would be the Basic Black, Crumb Cake, Granny Apple Green, Highland Heather, Mango Melody, Pumpkin Pie, Smoky Slate, and Soft Suede. So all these. And the result, through the magic of TV, is this. And I just think it's so cute. I did the coloring almost the same as my original, but with the original, like, I did this in the Basic Black Light, and I thought, wouldn't it be cute to add in a little bit more color? So I did that. So now we have this panel, and it is ready to go ahead put the overlay mat on. So I have added dimensionals to one of them. I'm just going to quickly remove the remainder of these, the backings for the dimensionals, which I don't know about you, but these end up everywhere in our house. Okay, so here we have it. Now I trimmed it a little bit further, so now this really probably measures the 3 1/4. Let's just see. Yeah, it's pretty much right on the money on 3 1/4 and 8 1/4. So I am just going to hover over it and try to get it so that I'm not showing anything, but I have it in the place I want it. Okay. So I could have had it a little further down, but it's fine. I'm not going to complain. So if you can see, this is a little close, and this, it could have been further up. That's what I'm saying. But it's not bad. So it's better to leave well enough alone, I believe. So what I am going to do, this will not show in the end. So I'm just going to hack away just to make sure that no white will be showing through. And it is good enough. I love it. I think it's adorable. So now we're going to bring in our Slimline Base. So for my Slimline Base, it is 7 inches, which would be this way, by 8 1/2. And then I scored it at 3 1/2. So from my, my piece of cardstock would be more or less like this. And so I cut 3 1/2, so I keep the 8 1/2 length. And then I reversed it from my original card. As you can see, I used the gorgeous grape here. And this time I'm using the Granny Apple Green, which is one of my favorite colors. I love it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and adhere this, and then we will continue decorating. So I really do like this whole slimline thing. I know it's a bit of a craze right now, but I'm willing to jump on the bandwagon because they are really cute, and I like the way they turn out. So very easy to use. So my idea here with putting this at an angle was because I did not have enough space to go straight across. So that was part of my creative process, to figure out what could I do to keep from if I wanted to use From All of Us, and I decided to do it at an angle, which leaving that, if you had that right now, it's not really enough. So that's when I decided to bring in other elements, my spiders, and I have the Happy Halloween, Happy Haunting, and spider webs. So all these help continue to dress it up and make it a little bit more visually interesting, which I already think it really is. You could stop right there, of course, but who can stop it when you have all these other cute sentiments, etc., and embellishments, if you will. So again, this is from the Celebration Tidings stamp set, these spiders and the sentiment. Now the label I used from the Tasteful Touches, or Tasteful label, something like that. I will list all the things I used for this card in the description below, so even if I mess up a little or something, you will have a chance to find out really what's in it because I always feel like that's interesting and helpful. So here I'm using a little bit of my Nouveau glue just because I find the dispensing slightly easier. But I see that I'm kind of getting a little too much. So what I'm going to do is just going to kiss it onto the part of the adhesive, almost used up dimensional backing. And then I'm going to just set this here. I do find it is a little better actually to do the webs first. I did it the other way with my first, I did the spiders first, but I regretted that. I felt like it would have been better to start with the webs and then place the little, ooh, I see one of these didn't get, okay, got it, ooh. Yes, you gotta make sure they're all clean, right? Okay, so I want this not off the card, obviously, because it's pretty fragile. But I don't mind it coming down into the Peek-A-Boo window. I think that's really cute. All right, so now what's left are the little spiders, and then we have the inside panel. I always like to add a panel in the inside, especially if it's a dark card base. You really have to. So very cute. See? It looks like he's coming up from the web. And this one looks like he's coming up. He's going to climb onto the web. So you can see so this is kind of lifting. If you ever have that, one of the things I do is put a little glue on the corner of a piece of paper and then lift up where it's kind of doing that. Dab it and then hold it down, and then it will really hold steady. So that's what that one part looks like. Now we're going to talk about the inside panel. So for the inside panel, I have a 1/4 inch border, and this is actually an 1/8 inch, which I prefer the 1/4 inch. It's a little easier to play with. So I did that, and it is 3 1/4 by 8 1/4. So I stamped it, of course, and what I stamped it with are these 2 stamps, and you can also add a few little random spiders, which I think I will do. So here we have what I stamped, the pumpkins here, and then the heart there, and I have the little spider here. And I'm going to add a little spider up here. And I'm going to add one coming off here. So I think that looks cute. And it makes a really nice little Halloween card. I'm actually tempted to make this into a birthday card for my nephew because he is turning 6 and completely crazy about Halloween. So, and his birthday happens to be in October. So I am thinking, yeah, he would definitely be excited to get a Halloween / birthday card. He is very funny. My son is very excited too about Halloween. I never celebrated it growing up, but here I am. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and found it helpful, and will give this idea of using the dies, flipping them, to make more windows for a slimline card. I got this idea about a month ago, and I never got around to making the tutorial until now, but I've sort of perfected how to place these owls after doing a Christmas card, and I thought I'm going to revisit this idea and make a tutorial and share it with you guys. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any stamping needs, please email me at mewants3@gmail.com, and I would be happy to help you place an order with the host code. If you have any comments, let me know what you think, which card you prefer, which color combination. This is with the pumpkin pie as the base, and then the gorgeous grape. This is with granny apple green and the gorgeous grape as the base. So both I really like, and I think they're really cute. Just, it's a matter of preference. So thanks again for watching, and happy stamping.